You guys, file open. I'm on a Mac, so it sent it to my downloads folder. I'm pretty sure it's the same on your PC. It will send it to your downloads folder. Locate the file, select it, open it, and this is the page that we're looking at. To get familiar with the space, remember we have our tools on the left, and we need to locate our shapes. Remember we saw on the lecture page that if we press and hold the first shape, it'll show us the entire set. And while we're holding this down, if we roll over to the edge and click there, we can tear it off. So that just kind of keeps the shapes available to us. We'll also need our selection tool, which is the first tool, black-headed arrow, and we'll need our direct selection tool, which is the white-headed arrow. We may even need to transform things. So there's rotate and reflect. There is scale, shear, and reshape. There's the free transform tool. We know that we can change colors by clicking the box in the tool panel. We have color options on the options bar at the top, and then we have all our panels on the right. So my colors, my swatches panel is already open. Another thing we'll need to pay attention to are the layers. So let's just go ahead and open the layers. If I take the tab by its name and pull it off, I can keep that open too. So I can just leave that open on the page for later. And I am going to zoom in just so that we can take a closer look at what we're working on. So there's the zoom tool. I click it, and here it says computer seems to be so slow today. All right, so that's a little too slow. All right, vector exercise, copy the shapes. Create the shapes that mimic the graphics. Go to Window Menu, Layers to reveal the Layers panel. Okay, I have that open. Create your shapes in the Your Artwork Here layer. Okay, so that's right there, the second one. The other ones are locked. So that's convenient for you. You cannot draw on a locked layer. So choose the Your Artwork Here layer. Click the eyeballs to turn layers on and off. Okay. So the eyeballs for the title layer, if I click it, it hides all the title, which was where the directions are. Drawing tips below each shape. Graphics would be the shapes, and boxes, and that's just to house the shapes. So that's the eyeballs on and off. Apply fill colors, stroke colors, and alignment as directed. Okay, so we pointed out fill and stroke in a couple places. When you select more than one object, the align options will be visible across the top of the screen, but there is also an align panel. So if you can't find it, you can really just hover over the little buttons, panel buttons on the right, and it'll reveal names for you. However, you could also go to the window menu and find an alphabetical list. Okay, so that's a line. I can do the same. I can pull it off and keep it open. You can put them back by dragging the tab by its name and dragging it back into place. Okay, so that's not a. I know some people are specific about their workspace, so it is something that you can do. All right, 4 squares and 4 rectangles. We're looking at first item. We are on the correct layer. You have to read and follow directions. 4 squares and 4 rectangles. Align like bricks. Create a custom swatch to make them a deep brick red color. No strokes. Simple enough. You start with the rectangle tool. If you click and drag, it gives you your shape. Notice, I'm going to zoom in some more. Notice it's set to the fill and stroke colors that I have over there. I can change it all later. Make sure the directions are on the screen. Again, click and drag. Once you get the length and height that you want, you can release. And that's basically all it is, you guys. All the way down. You're going to be graded on how accurately you do this. You should be practicing with the shift key. When I draw with the shift key, notice it stays a rectangle. It stays a square. Shift makes it perfect. Without the shift, I can go long and rectangle, or I can move my mouse differently to make it more square-like. Undo. The Option key lets me draw from the center out. If I draw from the center out, it matches the movement of my mouse to be a square or rectangle. If I add shift, it will force it to be a square that's drawn from the center out. So that's just a little bit about how your modifier keys can work to help you. I'm just going to finish this off. We're clicking and dragging and releasing, clicking and dragging and releasing. If you make a mistake, press Command Z or Control Z to undo, and then you can start drawing again. Okay. If you want to tweak things, remember you have your selection tool, which will allow you to click the tool. So I clicked this one side first, which made it possible for me to adjust just that side. If I clicked on the whole object and dragged, it would move the whole object. So Control or Command Z to undo. It says that it all needs to be a dark brick color. So if I take the selection tool and I drag across all those shapes, it will select all of them. I know they are selected because I can see the little blue dot in the center. From here, it says to create a new swatch, create a custom swatch. So that means you go to your swatches panel. You go to your swatches panel. I was thinking about what the video showed you. From the little menu in the upper right corner, click there, click New Swatch. We should be using RGB because we're sharing everything on a computer screen. And you can move these sliders around until you find something that looks like a dark brick color. Did it say global? Create a custom swatch to make them a deep brick red color, no strokes. So it didn't say anything about global. We can give it a new name if we want. I'm going to call it brick red. This warning sign is telling me that I'm outside of the colors that can be viewed on a computer screen. So if I click this little box, it puts me back in gamut, so within range, and this will be my new brick color. I'll press OK. It said no strokes. Right now I still have a stroke on them, so I could come up here on the options bar, click the arrow beside the stroke, and the first option where the red line goes through the center means no stroke. If I click that, it takes the stroke off my brick. Okay, so the first item done. So it's basically that easy for you to go through and do all of these. Okay, now I am not going to take any more of your time because all this information was shared in the videos. The second thing is 3 yellow circles vertically centered align. So, you know that means we'll be looking at the vertical center. You know, vertical is up and down, so you will want the up and down line that goes through the center of the shape. That's your vertical center. Big orange circle centered behind middle yellow circle. So we're talking about layering. You can layer things by coming in here and changing the order of things, or you can just layer by drawing things in the order that you want them to appear. So the first thing that you draw will be on the bottom. Everything else that you draw will be added above the first object. Okay, so 3 yellow circles vertically centered aligned. Big orange circle centered behind middle yellow circle. Outer yellow circles flush with edge of big orange circle, no stroke. Okay, so what you have here are 3 yellow circles, 1, 2, 3. and then you have a big orange circle that's sent to the back. And they're all aligned through the vertical center. The directions sound more complicated than it is if you take a look at the image. The next one here is a perfect 5-point star. Create a custom swatch, so we just did that, to make a deep gold color. Light green small circle, dark green big circle, both centered behind the star. All shapes get black 5-point strip. All right. So you have a 5-point star in the center that you're going to create a color as close to gold. You have 2 circles. The smaller circle will be green. The larger circle will be, the smaller circle will be light green, light green. And the larger circle will be dark green. And you will give all the shapes a 5-point black stroke. So the stroke setting can be located up here on the options bar. You choose 5, or there is a stroke panel over here. You can do the same thing. You can choose 5. So you would select them all, then choose 5 points, and make sure that the color is black. And I'm just going to explain these to you, make sure you understand. All right, this is 6 ovals that have no fill color, only a stroke color of gray, with 3-point thickness. The ellipses are half overlapping each other, and they are vertically centered aligned. So you draw an ellipse. Another thing, if while you're drawing and you have the mouse down, if you add a space bar, you can slide things all around. So I can, while the mouse is down, I can add a space bar to relocate it. Once I get it where I want it, I can release the space bar, and I have this shape. It's telling me that I cannot have a fill. One way to switch it quickly is in the tools panel. If I just click that arrow, it gives me the opposite of what I had. Before I had a fill color, no stroke. Now I have a stroke, no fill. And from here, all I have to do is choose the right color. It says gray. And 3 points. I showed you that's in the strokes. So you can't really tell what I've drawn because the colors are very similar, so I'm just going to make it black temporarily. And then from here, you can just draw the others. And after you get 2 or more, once you get all 6, you can select them, space bar, select them all, and then make sure that you have them aligned to the vertical center. Now, I told you before, when I took this selection tool, the black-headed arrow, I selected both the ovals, and immediately my options bar provided those choices for me. So when I hover the mouse, I can see, okay, this is the one I want. Nope, that's not the one I want. That's the horizontal vertical. That's the horizontal center. We want the vertical center. So that's the option. And it aligned them, but notice it moved them to a different place. So this is another option that you'll want to pay attention to. My option was set to align both these shapes to the vertical center of the artboard. In this case, you want only the selection because you want it to stay within the box. So undo. Make sure it's set to align to selection. And then select. I can choose my vertical center. That's that. Of course, you put all the others there. Okay, so here you have hexagons. 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons. So dark purple, perfect hexagon, a light purple, perfect hexagon, a dark pink, perfect hexagon, and a light pink, perfect hexagon. Okay, so this is a scale thing. This is a scale thing. Or you can draw them all manually. It's up to you. So there are 4 shapes that you have to draw and give a color. The colors have fill, no strokes. And after you draw those four, you're going to select all four, copy them, flip them, transform options, show you your options for flipping. Reflect is how you flip. You can reflect across the vertical axis or the horizontal axis. So you're going to reflect. So you draw them all first, select the group, then flip. Okay? Last one? Yep. This is the last one. Two rectangles sheared at 30 degrees and flush with each other. Two rectangles. So that's a rectangle across the top, 30 degrees. Second one across the bottom. The two together make what looks like a Z shape. And then create a custom swatch to make the rectangles, to make those rectangles a robin egg blue color, no stroke, a triangle with no fill, and a white 8-point stroke. Okay, so this one you find a rectangle tool, you draw your rectangle. Robin's egg blue, we can fix that later, but it said to shear it 30 degrees, so that means you have to find the shear tool. Okay, there's a shear tool. Click it. You can click and drag. You should be able to see the numbers as they change there. Negative, let's see. Okay, you can see the numbers changing. Or Command Z. If you click the tool and click the page, click the tool. Try that again. Undo. Let me get my rectangle back. Basically, there's a dialog box. Okay, if you double click the tool, while your object is still selected, you will see a box where you can type in exactly what you want, 30 degrees. You can press preview to see what 30 degrees looks like, and you can see, yep, it's pretty much a match. Then you press OK. And you can take your selection tool, move this in place, and do it again for the bottom part. You can also, with the selection tool, rescale it so that you get a box that has more length. Okay, second time at the bottom, you're giving your custom color, etc., etc. All right, so I'm at the 55-minute mark. I know you guys have all those videos available to you to help get you through the lesson. Just wanted to make sure that you have all those main points that you need. So good luck on the assignment. Remember, you may need to upload it to a cloud space and submit the link. All right, you guys have a good day.